From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. I'm Sharon Mascrinius and a very good evening.
A very good evening indeed. From all of us here at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation, we wish you a happy Deepavali. I'm Tilino Deratna and we begin with a quick check on tonight's top stories. The Presidential Secretariat rejects the allegation that 8,000 million rupees has been allocated for the use of the President. The Prime Minister says that the former Defence Secretary who took no steps against rape, talking about the safety of women, is a cause for humour. The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation once again reaches an agreement with Chinese International Broadcasting for an expanded media cooperation. Well, Hindu devotees across the world commemorate Deepavali today. Special pujas were in fact organized in Kovils on behalf of the festival throughout the course of the day. Hindu devotees light lamps in their homes and Kovils and commemorate this day. Hindu devotees believe that this eradicates darkness from their lives and brings light. In the war between Lord Krishna and Naragasuran, the death of Naragasuran had taken place. According to the ancient chronicle, Naragasuran told Lord Krishna that the people of the world should commemorate the day of his death. Hindu devotees commemorate this incident with Deepavali.
Yada yada hi dharmasya Bhavati Bharata Abhyuthanam dharmasya.
President Maithripala Sirisena says that a cultural festival such as Deepavali plays a pivotal role in building coexistence, mutual understanding and reconciliation among different communities. Issuing a message on behalf of Deepavali, he says that this is an occasion which should be transformed to foster cultural relations. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that the theme of commemorating Deepavali is that attention should be focused on the benefits due to others in order to fulfill personal aspirations of man through the dawning of peace and unity and crowning of humanity. The opposition leader said that what is intended through Deepavali is to eradicate the darkness of evil and light up goodness.
The Presidential Secretariat strongly rejected the allegations being made by Janata Vimukti Peramuna Member of Parliament Vijit Herath as totally false and baseless that a sum of 8,000 million rupees has been allocated for the use of the President. It was published in the media that at a media briefing, the parliamentarian on the 25th had said that a sum of 2,400 million rupees has been allocated to the President through the vote on account of the Parliament. Money is never allocated to a President who held the post or is in office for personal use. If money is allocated, it is only for the President's office, the Presidential Secretariat emphasized. An extensive amount of the present President's heads of expenditure was allocated on behalf of the Presidential Task Force and other development programs. Accordingly, in a statement issued, the Office of President said that such malicious allegations are being strongly rejected and no money at all has been allocated for the private use of the President.
The former Defence Secretary who took into legal action against powerful regional politicians who were connected to incidents of abuse during the past era of the Rajapaksa administration, talking about the safety of women, is a cause for humour. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe says. The Prime Minister made this comment at the Professional Women's Conference held today in Colombo. The conference was held at the Colombo Women's Conference Centre. Women who are pioneers, activists of women's civil organizations and female professionals representing the Colombo district participated in the conference. On this occasion, the Prime Minister provided answers to questions submitted on daily problems women face.
Prime
Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe said that they know that under the previous government, the chairman of certain Pradeshia Sabha raped women and celebrated. The incident that took place in Tangol is similar to this. There were many incidents of rape of women and violent activities against such women. There were no cases filed in the police for such cases. As a result, the secretary of this ministry could have inquired into this. He questioned whether it is to this person that people are being asked to vote. When politicians raped women and spoke about it in public, no one took any steps about these incidents. Now a request is being made to ensure that the secretary in charge be made president. In this manner, when you consider all of this, Sajith Premadasa is the most suitable person you can vote for.
කාන්තාවන්ට ඉදිරියට යන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඔහොම වාර්තාවක් තියෙනවා නම් ඡන්දෙ දෙන්න පුළුවන් සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාසට පමණයි කියලා මම කියන්න කැමතියි.
A group of people's representatives, including Minister Ravi were present on this occasion.
The Ravi newspaper has published false information and once again violated media ethics. The news item published under SLFP continuously violates election laws, is considered to be malicious and published with the objective of bringing disrepute to the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. The basis of the news item published in Ravi today stated that, violating election laws, UL Yaqub has been appointed as the acting director of the Tamil channel Netra. In relation to his appointment, approval has been granted by Additional Elections Commissioner on Law and Investigation of the Election Commission, BPC Kularatna. This approval was received according to a letter submitted to the Elections Commission on the 18th in relation to appointing the relevant official at the Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. The official who had been in the acting position in this position had retired on the 19th, and as there was no official to provide leadership to the staff of this channel until a suitable official is recruited for the post of director or directory, UL Yaqub has been appointed, and is a letter issued by the Additional Elections Commission. It has been stated that there was no objection from the Elections Commission regarding this appointment. Even previously, the Ravi newspaper had published a false news item regarding the telecasting several parts of the speech made by Sajith Premadasa. Ravi, which was a reputed newspaper then, publishing false and incorrect information to destroy the reputation of the National Rupavahini based on one individual continuously, is strongly condemned. There is doubt whether the Ravi newspaper, without inquiring proper into facts, is publishing news articles against the National Rupavahini with an underhand political objective, or not. No inquiry had been made regarding this from the National Rupavahini either. Although money had been paid for Sajith Premadasa's speech, the Ravi newspaper is continuously making baseless allegations. Approval had been granted previously by the Additional Elections Commission on Law and Investigations of the Election Commission to telecast this program containing parts of this speech.
The presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Premadasa, said that the opposition has made arrangements to halt the allowance of 20,000 rupees which the government decided to provide police officers with. Sajith Premadasa said that once he becomes president, he will make arrangements to provide this allowance. Presidential candidate Sajith Premadasa expressed these views at a rally organized in the town of Kegol, Galigamua, Ballapana. The rally, held to ensure the victory of the presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, was attended by politicians of the area as well as a large crowd of people. Presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajith Premadasa, questioned what will be the treatment war heroes receive during a period of his opponent. At the same time, he asked what will be the consideration for police officers. Similarly, he questioned as to what will be the treatment the officers of the Civil Defence Force would receive. The Civil Defence Force, which is about 40,000 in strength, were given permanent appointments, he reminded, by their government. With the pension they are receiving, they have a permanent job. About a few weeks ago, he said their government made a decision to increase the barter allowance for the police. There are about 90,000 families engaged in the police service. The barter allowance of 20,000 rupees, which was to have been granted to them was halted by those of his opponent Sajid Premadasa, and he questioned whether it was justified. He said he would like to mention that just because politics was engaged in, when certain strength is being provided to the police by cutting that butter allowance of 20,000, taking revenue politically from the police is considered to be a very wrong action. There is a philosophy and a program that they are presenting, he said. Then the opponent goes around the country saying that they will do this and that. He said that he, Sajid Premadasa, will join his opponent at any venue in any manner to face an independent debate.
පොලිසියෙන් පලිගන්න එක ඉතාමත්ම වැරදි ක්‍රියාවක් හැටියටයි මම දකින්නේ. අපි ඉදිරිපත් කරන දර්ශනයක් තිබෙනවා. අපි ඉදිරිපත් කරන වැඩපිළිවෙලක් තිබෙනවා. මගේ ප්‍රතිවාදියක් කියනවා අරක කරනවා මේක කරනවායි කියලා රට වටේම ගිහිල්ලා කියනවා. මගේ ප්‍රතිවාදියත් එක්ක ඕනම තැනක ඕනම විදිහකට ඕනම ආකාරයකට ස්වාධීන විවාදයකට මුහුණ දෙන්නට මේ සජිත් ප්‍රේමදාස ලෑස්ති කියන එක මේ අවස්ථාවේ ප්‍රකාශ කරනවා.
Meanwhile, another rally was held in the town of Mavatakama to ensure the victory of presidential candidate of the New Democratic Front, Sajid Premadasa. Presidential candidate Sajid Premadasa received a very warm welcome on this occasion as well.
Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna joined in a rally held yesterday at the city of Vellore. Presidential candidate of the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that they created rapid development in the country. These development programs were halted subsequent to this government coming into power. In 2.5 years, all of these projects were halted. At the same time, he said that businesses, contractors and other contractors, businesses connected to these projects collapsed completely. Therefore, jobs of about 400,000 persons lost their jobs directly. He said that this was how the economy collapsed. He also said that these persons did not have a proper plan to take the economy forward. However, Gotabaya Rajapaksa said that a clear plan has been submitted to move forward in every field and every division.
Minister Mangala Samaravira has proposed a number of relief measures for the people through the vote on account presented for the first 4 months of 2020. A sum of 1,470 billion rupees on behalf of recurring and capital expenditure for this period and a sum of 5 billion rupees for advance accounts are intended to be spent. Minister of Finance Mangala Samaravira, presenting the proposal for the vote on account, which was passed in Parliament on the 23rd, said that the state employees' disaster loan limit will be increased from 250,000 rupees to 350,000 rupees. The interest rate for this has been reduced from 4.2% to 3%. The money allocated for staff in the government service to purchase bicycles, which was 6,000 rupees up to now, will be increased to 10,000 rupees. The relevant interest rate has been reduced from 4.2% to 3% as well. The annual uniforms allowance for official office employees service has been increased to 5,000 rupees. The allowance for spectacles for 5,000 rupees, which is granted to government employees once in 3 years who receive contributions from the National Insurance Trust Fund, will be increased to 8,000 rupees. The Grama Niladhari office allowances in municipal council and urban council areas will be increased to 1,500 rupees. In the areas of authority of the Pradeshia Sabha, this amount is to be increased double up to 1,000 rupees. In addition, the annual letter allowance of Grama Niladharis will be increased from 1,000 rupees to 1,500 rupees. Steps have been taken to increase the allowance for uniforms up to 4,300 rupees. Even as of now, the communications allowance and travel allowance have been added together and a common allowance of 5,000 rupees is being paid. Steps have been taken through the vote on account for the first 4 months of the year 2020 to increase the allowances for war heroes subsequent to 20 years. Disabled war heroes will be paid their complete salary for the lifetime, and it has been decided to provide such benefits to his dependents as well. Salaries of police officers were increased by 238%, and instead of the combined allowance of 14 days, action has been taken to pay a new 20-day allowance.
The Youth Conference of the National People's Power was held at the open-air theatre of the Biharamadevi Park this evening. This was under the patronage of presidential candidate Anurukumara Dissanayake. Presidential candidate Anurukumara Dissanayake questioned whether a person who steals the property of the public can become a patriot. He also questioned whether a person who assigns national wealth to a multinational company can become a patriot. When a country has to face a challenge, he asked whether somebody who flees the country can become a patriot. They are false patriots. As new patriots, he said that they are prepared to create a new criteria. He said that they can do something better for the people and the generation of the youth than exists now. He said that on behalf of this prosperous future should be brought about by all of us.
මෙතෙන්ට එක් රැස් වී ඔබ හැම දිනම ගම් නියංගම් පරා ගමන් කරමි නගර කරා ගමන් කරමි ඔබ ගැවසෙන නගරේ ඔබ ගැවසෙන කාර්යාලය ඔබ ගැවසෙන ගමි ඔබ ගැවසෙන තරුණ පරම්පරාව ඇතුළේ නව චින්තනයක් නව ආලෝකයක් අපි නිර්මාණය කරමු අන්නේ නව චින්තනය නව ආලෝකයක් බවට පරිවර්තනය කරමු.
A media briefing of the New Democratic Front was held today. Non-cabinet minister Ajit P. Pereira expressed his views at this media briefing.
Non-cabinet
minister Ajit P. Pereira said that at the time when the election manifesto of Gotabaya Rajapaksa was launched, quoting it, Mahinda Rajapaksa said that the result of this presidential election will be considered as a people's mandate to immediately dissolving the parliament. The brain of Mahinda Rajapaksa should be examined immediately. The existing parliament cannot be dissolved until 4.5 years have lapsed. Until the 17th of February of next year, the parliament cannot be dissolved due to any reason. If power goes to individuals who do not respect the law of the country, disaster will strike the country. He requests not to spread such myths. The loss caused to this country through the 26th October conspiracy is massive. He said that whoever wins or loses, everyone has a responsibility to act so that this situation will not occur once again.
The General Secretary of the Sri Lanka Freedom Party, Member of Parliament Dayasiri Jayasekara, said that the party will be taken forward together with leftist forces. He made this comment while addressing the SLFP Mavathagama electorate Balamandala meeting. A group of members of the party, including parliamentarian Shantha Bandara, was present on this occasion. General Secretary of the SLFP Dayasiri Jayasekara said that the agreements which has been signed there is no reason at all to oppose the SLFP. Within the statement is an election manifesto that was prepared together with everybody. This is not a single election manifesto. The election manifesto of Gotabaya Rajapaksa is the same as that of the SLFP, the Sri Lanka Podujana Peramuna, and a collective of all leftist parties. Some person said that he is trying to take them to the UMP. He said that he did not try to do so. What he did was to collect all political parties together and gain more strength. There is nothing to protect the SLFP since it is already secure. These persons are trying to put the SLFP into the UMP, the party that was set up by the late Prime Minister SWRD Bandaranaike in the year 1951. Madam Chandrika Bandaranaike at that time broke away from the party and joined the 92 March later. Mahinda Rajapaksa did not allow Chandrika Bandaranaike to climb up to the stage in the Samarama. She kept that anger, and when in 94 she established a government, Mahinda Rajapaksa was given the post of Minister of Fisheries. He said that at that time he was the coordinating secretary of the Minister G.L. Pires. He was disgusted with the ministry he had received. As soon as Mahinda Rajapaksa became the president, on the birthday of Madam Chandrika, he took away her chairmanship of the party. Such personal clashes will now not be allowed to have an impact on the party.
The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation arrived at an agreement with the Chinese International Broadcasting for an expanded media cooperation. The relevant agreement was signed in Colombo today. The Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation will be given the opportunity under this agreement to work in cooperation with the Chinese Central Television Service or CCTV, CNR or Chinese National Broadcasting and CRI, Chinese International Broadcasting, which is the largest electronic media institution in the country, improving friendship based on the cultural, social and economic fields of the two countries, which dates back to a history of 2,500 years, is the objective of this endeavor. With the telecast of this series of programs known as Seda Harasara over television, exchange of human resources between the two factions will also be carried out under this. Chairperson of the Rupavahini Corporation, Inoka Satyangani Kirtinanda, and its Director General Saranga Vijayaratna signed the agreement. Shi Yue, the head of the Singular Services, signed on behalf of Chinese International Broadcasting with authorized representative Xiao Kiawo. A DVD tape including the program Seda Harasara, which was produced by the two factions last year, was also issued today.
The Meteorology Department said that rainy weather conditions in the eastern, Uwa, southern, central and Sabargamua province will increase up to the 29. The reason for this is the developing further of an atmospheric disturbance in the southeast on the island in the southwest of Bay of Bengal Sea areas. Many areas of the island will experience rains or thunder showers. In the eastern, Uwa, central, southern and Sabargamua provinces as well as the Polonnaruwa district, rains of 150 millimeters or more could occur. The weather announcement states this. Other areas could receive rains exceeding 100 millimeters, it is said. The Meteorology Department requests people to take steps to minimize accidents causing lightning. The Bandaravela-Allavalla road remains closed as a result of rocks rolling onto the road. The Badulla Disaster Management Unit said that the Beragala and Bandaravela-Amadandegama roads can be used at alternative times. Sea erosion has occurred in the Sinigama Devala at Hikkadua. It is reported that the stone fence and 2 electric posts have collapsed. Water is being removed from Randiagama, which was under water for several days. A group of approximately 300 persons have been affected due to the water not residing in the area.
And with that, we head in for tonight's end of tonight's national news broadcast. Join us once again tomorrow for the very latest. Until then, we wish you once again happy Deepavali to all our viewers. And with that, good night.